Hey guys, I'm Brian, and I was wrong. I'm not generally the first person to admit when I'm wrong. That spot is usually reserved by my wife or my boss or a handful of other. I'm generally in the top five first people to admit when I'm wrong. But it turns out I was wrong. I was wrong about this situation. So this guy, Trevor Jacob, fell out of his plane, jumped out of his plane. I thought that he was sucked out of his airplane when the door came open on its own. This happens. It happens all the time. If you've ever seen a movie with a plane in it, people sucked right out. So my assertion when I saw this, after looking at it frame by frame in minute detail and going through every single possible scenario, and I'm a pilot and know a lot about this stuff, was that he was accidentally sucked out of his airplane. I made a video about it. There's some people saying that maybe it was a staged stunt. No, what happened was the door came open in flight. You get sucked right out of the plane. This happens a lot. But that's the Ridge wallet. It holds your credit cards, your IDs. It's got RFID protection, and there's a little pouch for ashes if you have a small friend that you want to disperse from a little airplane. You can see him hanging onto the steering wheel, trying to keep from getting pulled out of the airplane. I'm telling you, he's not going to win this battle. He's trying to hold the door closed right there. Can't do it. He's cussing because this is a very real, scary situation, and it's no way staged. You hear he's cussing because the suction, and you can hear the wind. Look, it's pulling him out. He's struggling to. He's holding the door closed. Don't do it, Trevor. Hold the door shut, Trevor. Don't get sucked out of your plane, Trevor. You got him. No, Trevor. He had a parachute, though. You can see he's still being sucked out of the plane. The suction goes all the way to the ground. The video performed pretty well. It was picked up by some news organizations. AvWeb ran it, and I'll put the link in the description. The comments on AvWeb under that video tell me that no one from that website is watching this. They were brutal. They were hilarious, though. Vice News even ran a clip.
That's interesting to transport your friend in a sandwich bag. If I ever die and get cremated, please don't put me in a f***ing Glad freezer bag.
Then he pulls out his wallet and starts doing a commercial for the Ridge wallet.
Thank you to the Ridge wallet.
No disrespect to Johnny, just to Trevor. So I think it was such a sound, solid theory about how this young man got pulled out of his plane that everyone was like, yeah, that's obviously got to be what it was. Sit down if you're not sitting down. This was a hoax. He made this whole thing up. I didn't see it coming. I know you didn't see it coming. So Trevor did something that kind of blew my mind. He orchestrated this entire event, intentionally crashing this Taylor craft and jumping out of it. It was all pre-planned. It was pre-planned because he wanted to get views on the internet, on YouTube, because that pays money. And I don't know a whole lot about how that... Sorry, sometimes my Patreon logo goes crazy. And so people apparently are trying to get views on... That's apparently a thing on... Oh, yeah, that's weird. But so I'm having some technical difficulties today. But so a lot of people smash that like button. What we want to do, sponsored by Gold Seal, they use the internet to make money looking for sponsors for Oshkosh. And the clicks and the likes and all that kind of, I don't really, that's not my thing. My thing, I like comments. I look for comments. I don't care if the thumbs up is, anyway, so she did this whole thing to get a clout on the internet. Here's the deal. I gave you an out, sir. You could have gone with the sucked out of my plane thing, and you'd be sitting on your couch right now enjoying the money, the revenue you got from Ridge Wallet. But instead of taking the defense, which I provided you for free, he has agreed to plead guilty to obstruction. I think the primary thing is I don't know that he's in trouble for jumping out of the plane. I don't know that he's in trouble for taping fire extinguishers to his legs. That's not against the law. I think what he's in trouble for was telling the FAA he was going to let them know where the wreckage was located, and then telling them that he didn't know where it was, and then hiring a helicopter to come move the wreckage into a hangar. And then he proceeded to chop the plane up into little pieces and distribute it in different trash cans, and much like you and I would a human body. He did that to this poor Taylor. I'm not saying you're a murderer, but if someone else murdered the body and you're like, I don't want this, looks like the maximum penalty is 20 years in jail and a $250,000 fine. I've been reading a whole lot online today And it seems like there's people speculating the minimum he would get away with is 18 months and some sort of fine. But the whole point of the plea deal is to try to get that down. I did the math looking at the views on that the video he did called I Crashed My Airplane. I would estimate his ad revenue on that to be maybe $15,000, $18,000. And who knows what Ridge Wallet paid him. And then if he, I don't know, got money licensing it to News Network. But I'm going to guess not enough to cover the $250,000, potential $250,000 fine. You'd have had to, honestly, Trevor, you should have crashed 50, 60 Taylor crafts in that video to make up for what you're going to have to possibly pay. So anyway, I think it's interesting. Lost my train of thought. We're going to do a whoosh transition here. Point of all of this is I wasn't right in my assertion. Now, I will say, with regard to my original assertion, there's still a whole lot of suck going on here, and I will stick to that. I'm not the world's greatest pilot, even though I do own the website. But I think I'm just astute enough as a pilot to know that it's a lot of suck. So if you want to watch my original video where I gave my theory on it, and I was sticking to my guns, I really thought he was sucked out of the plane. There's a thing you can click here, I think. I'll put a link in the description. The other kind of interesting thing is when I was Googling this yesterday, to me, aviation is such a small niche, and nothing that really happens in aviation, especially general aviation, breaks out of that bubble much. We all know about little events and stuff that happen. But when I was Googling this, dude, you made French news. There's Mexican news site, this one news site that doesn't know that this inverted Cessna 172 wasn't your plane. It's everywhere. I saw it on CNN. I saw it's definitely gotten outside that bubble, which I think is fantastic. And I'm not making this video now just hoping to ride this. I am. I bring nothing to the table. Watch my video. It just amazes me that you can do something, make a video, do a thing or whatever, and then now you're gonna have new roommates. My advice to other people who want to do something similar to get a ton of views and maybe some money in a sponsorship, I think if he would have just had an engine out and landed in a field somewhere, the video probably would have done just as well, and we would all be like, dude, this guy's a pretty good pilot. He worked that out. Or if you're going to fake it, actually run out of fuel. Yank some wires out of the dash and throw them. Don't have the door open before. Just do a better job of making it look like it was there's so many things where it looked fake because it was fake. I sometimes use green screens. So many easy opportunities with the technology we have in our hands today to make it look real. All right, so that's all I got. Not much more I have to add. I am going to kind of watch it play out. I find it to be interesting. I find it really sad when people are going to great extremes or doing whatever they think they need to do to try to get, money and, I don't know, squeeze dollars out of YouTube and stuff like that. It's kind of sad. Stupid Patreon logo keeps popping up. That's weird. So anyway, if you want to be a pilot, you should check out Gold Seal. Fantastic. I'm actually doing some training right now, and they are helping me more than I ever would have imagined a training organization would help. So I'm a huge fan of Gold Seal. And if you're interested in becoming a pilot, there is a link in the description that will take you to step one. So that's all I got. Don't jump out of airplanes, y'all. Have a good weekend. Fly smart. Click this link to see the most recent video upload. Click this link to see a video that YouTube thinks you might like. Click this link to subscribe to my channel.